down in the middle. Look all the way around to make sure it's as in the middle as possible. And you're going to take cupped hands, put them on the side, squeeze, let go, turn. Squeeze, let go, turn. Squeeze, let go, turn. And you're going to do that like 20 times. After the first couple times, you can squeeze and turn in the same motion. You had a question?
What is the purpose?
I'm glad you asked. There's two reasons why we're going to do this. One, we're going to get the piece of clay glued down onto the bat, so that when we go and put pressure and get it wet, it's not going to come off. Okay? If you do skip this step, it won't come off. Okay? It's also getting it roughly centered, so it's like a double bonus. Okay? Then we're going to get a nice fast speed. Take your foot off. You're going to get your hands wet and the clay wet. Okay. If you were to remember one sentence from the whole workshop, it's you have to keep your elbows down. If your elbows jiggle, the clay's going to jiggle. Okay? So for me, I like to keep my elbow right in my groin. You can use your stomach or you can use your thighs, and it would be in that order. So groin is the best, stomach second, thighs third. Okay? There's these blocks that really help if you put your left leg on the block. It raises that leg so you can really grab a hold of your groin. I teach kids a lot, so I have names for all these positions, so I apologize if it sounds juvenile, but it helps. So, snowplow. Okay? Elbows down, have your snowplow. You're going to go and push, squeeze, and come up. So this first step is called coning up. Okay? So, my hands are like this, snowplow. I was pushing, squeezing, coming up. Whenever you let go on every single step, you're always going to let go off to the side. Okay? Don't come to the top and say, hey John, look how great I did. And let go really fast. So come to the top and let go slow off to the side. Okay? And after we cone up, we're going to cone down. And that's a little different. Your left hand, if you take your left hand and you bend your thumb muscle down, see how it kind of makes a 90-degree angle there? That part's going to go like that, and it's going to press forward. Your right hand is going to be a karate chop, and your right hand is going to press down. So this hand is pressing forward, and this hand is pressing down. So they're like this together. Okay? Those two steps are what's going to get the piece of clay centered. Okay? If your elbows jiggle, you see how crazy that got? And that's just all I did. I was doing the same hand position, but my elbows were down against my body. And I could say elbows down 1,000 times, and I usually do, but the first thing you're going to do when you go and touch is your elbows are going to come up. It just happens to everybody. You just have to always try to keep those elbows down. So we come up, and then your left is pressing forward, your right's pressing down. And what's a struggle for most people, is everybody right-handed? Any left-handed? You lefty? Most people that are right-handed are very lazy with the left. So it's always like a 50-50. You have to press just as hard with your left and just as hard with your right. If you're pressing harder with your right, you see how that's mushrooming? Mushrooms are evil. No mushrooms. So your left kills the mushroom.
How much pressure are you putting? Slight pressure or lots of pressure?
Well, that's really
It's just
relative term, but I do hear all the time, that's a lot harder than I thought I'd have to press. So, okay. Once we're centered, once we have an unwobbly piece of clay, and just as a visual, how do you tell something's centered, besides me just saying, you're good? You can take your wooden tool and come in nice and slow, and you see how that makes a circle all the way around? You'll have a symmetrical pot, if that happens. Whereas that's not centered. This is going to be an ugly pot. See how it touches here and not on that side? So this side is going to be very tall and thin, and this is going to be fat and short. So with centering, you're equally distributing the clay. I think is pretty fun. We're gonna make this into a big disc. Okay? So, double karate chop. And you're gonna go back and forth. And we're gonna make a nice, even pancake of clay. Sometimes, you'll have more in the middle. You just want to go, if it looks like there's a mound or there's more clay, you just want to put more pressure there. So we want it equally distributed. And we don't want to go too thin. I'd say you don't want to go too close to see those holes? You don't want to get too close to the holes. And I'll come around at this point and just check everybody's pancake. Make sure the pancakes are good. I'll probably come over with my rib too to just kind of smooth it out. So that we have a nice blank canvas to decorate. And you might have let me see if I can show you what an air bubble looks like.